everyone, and welcome to the Dr. Gratitude official YouTube or TikTok account. I'm really grateful that you have tuned in because my mission and my goal in life is to have an attitude of gratitude, and I want to spread that worldwide so people can have life satisfaction, have more optimism in their life, and just live life with purpose and meaning. It's great to go for that ambitious driven drive, ambitious driven world where you're going for the next prize, but living a more fulfilling, meaningful life will help you to live every moment of every day full of gratitude, love, peace, harmony. And we're definitely looking for that in this world as we speed up, as we get into the hustle and bustle of this world and the drive and working and making money, the cost of living. And it's just reminding ourselves to come back to the present moment, take those deep breaths in and do a bit of breath work to ground yourself, become centered and be present in the moment. So I wanted to be a little bit vulnerable before jumping into our day 19. I'm pretty sure day 19 or day 20. Holy dooly. Here we go. Getting closer to the 21 day mark. I was just reflecting as I was getting ready for this morning, and I realized that my health and fitness journey has been a roller coaster ride. In 2015, I went on a massive fitness journey and lost 30 kilos. And from that, I was able to maintain that for a period of 7-8 years. And then I had a relapse. Now, a lot of people go through a relapse or a setback. And I have spoken about my sobriety journey, and probably the foundations of my sobriety journey is giving that gratitude every single day. Even through my relapse, I was doing gratitude every single day. I went to a really, really dark space and a really dark place. You could say there was suicidal ideations, and just a disclaimer here, please, if this is triggering you off, please stop and go to the next day or go back. But I will be talking about mental health issues right now. And my head went to really dark places, and I didn't want to be here. I'd lost hope. I lost my drive to have purpose. I had been built up to be a leader in this region. I was stepping up into the federal space. And so if anyone is into politics, you've got your local, you've got state, and then you've got federal, which is the top tier. And you're working on policies and change making within the community. And I had built myself up to be a strong leader. And 24 hours before my public notification, my world came crashing down. I lost everything. I felt lost. I felt lonely. I didn't know where to go. And my old coping mechanism came back like that. And it was binge drinking. It was drinking nearly every single night. And I was not happy with who I was or what my life had become. I felt completely lost. And human nature is to feel a sense of belonging. We want to belong to communities. And when you feel like you don't belong in particular communities, you feel lonely, and then you start to isolate yourself. And this was something that I was doing. My demons, as I call it, the demons, the enemy, the devil, really got me. And if you were to paint a picture of what my life was in 2020-21, and it was really reflective in the books that I was producing as well, little black book, it was really dark. If you were to ask me what was my life like, I could say it was dark, it was heavy, it was lonely. I was hanging around people, but they weren't good for me. They were very toxic. They were actually fueling my addiction and encouraging me to drink. And it wasn't until like after about a year, 2 years of this relapse, like I went through a really long relapse. It took about 2 years to go, and a defining moment for me to go, no more, I don't need this in my life. And that's when I went on my spiritual journey. So my gratitude was all, and this is why I wasn't consistent as well. And I wanted more consistency in my world. So I knew I had to up my practices of my spiritual life, going to church. Started going to church every single morning at the Catholic Church, and I also went every Sunday to the to Bayside Transformations, which is a Pentecostal as well. So I was doing both to fill up my spiritual cup and to connect. I needed to connect more with God, with myself, but also with others, because I had got myself into such a dark place. And I know a lot of people out here may resonate. I got divorced, so I felt like I was sinning. In actual fact, I'm going through the whole annulment process at the moment, and that has been an interesting journey in itself, where I've already had the divorce from the government, but this is the annulment, to say that it's null and void within the Catholic denomination, meaning that my marriage wasn't approved because there were so many factors to it. And since going on this healing journey, it's helped me to heal parts of me to continue to move forward in life. And that's what I'm seeing now. And my sobriety journey, I've been noticing, like after my 365 days, the main thing was to heal my spirit and heal my soul. And before, I was feeding into addiction. So even though I may have stopped drinking on and off, I was fueling it in other ways, by being a workaholic, by doing like overtraining and over exercising. I think I dropped down to a size 8, but if you were to ask me how much I was training a lot, and I was nearly falling asleep in some of my one-to-one coaching sessions as well. I was at boiling point and burnout, and this is where my second burnout actually happened, and a lot of people may or may not have noticed. But I hit burnout and the relapse happened, and I was sleeping a lot. So I was sleeping, I was drinking, I was smoking, I was doing all sorts of things, not nourishing my soul and my spirit. And so gratitude was still there, but I knew I had to search for more. And hence the reason why I connected back with God, with the Holy Spirit, with Jesus, and just listening to all the stories and realizing that the stories that are in the Bible, you realize that you're not alone. The sins that you have done throughout your years, you start to realize, oh my gosh, but it's about learning from those mistakes or from those sins and working out, how can I be the best me? This is a really deep conversation that we're having today, and something that I haven't really shared before. So thank you if you're listening. So through this, I've realized that now that I've got my gratitude practice in place, now that I've got my spiritual practice in place, this year, I've spoken about it before, was health and fitness, or health and vitality is my theme for this year. And now I've gone back into the fitness industry, but with a totally different mindset. One of balance of all my life areas, because I'm deeply focused on specific areas over the last 4 years. And now it's about enjoying things and chunking things into nice bite-sized chunks instead of trying to do everything all at once. I get hyper-focused and will do things over specific time frames and overdo it. So for instance, if I was writing a book, I would spend 10 to 12, 14 hours getting a book done, going to sleep, waking back up, doing the book again. And now I realize if I just do a chunk a day, or allocate a certain amount of hours, 2 to 4 hours, that's my limit, 4 hours with concentration without making mistakes. I realize that I'm working at an optimal level. I'm working at a better performance. And this is what I want to teach my high peak performers and those who do get hyper focused on things or have been struggling with addictions. It's a matter of working out how you can utilize and chunk your time so you're not overextending and overdoing things to then lead yourself to burnout. So I'm on one massive journey with this right now and exploring different ways on my different life balance areas. I'm now getting a better routine in place, and it's about setting up those structures. So after my relapse, I've had to learn to get my routines back in place, what time to go to sleep, what time to my boundaries as well, what I will and won't take on for work, what my limit and capacity is. Because in 2020, I was saying yes to everything because I was taught say yes and figure out how, except I didn't have that boundary in place to say no. So a challenge for you guys is, how much are you saying yes to things, and where do you need to start saying no? And I give you a challenge for the week. So I'll get my journal. This is the journal that we're focusing on. It's called Dear God, with Gratitude, 365 Days of Thankfulness to Transform Your World. So we are into day 20. Dear God, I am grateful for music. Oh, I love music. If anyone knows me, knows and hears me around town, and I say hear me because I love to pump my music and pump myself up and dance and sing at the top of my voice. I absolutely love it. Thank you, God. It is time to get my fitness back up and train hard with loads of focus. I aim to get to 25-minute 5K runs. I know I can do it. It is now a matter of fully focusing time and energy into this. I'm grateful I could still run. I'm so grateful for the women in the Women's Walk and Talk. Here's to making more connections. Funny, I just spoke of health of vitality, and that I am talking about this. I always say there's relevance to this, and this was not planned whatsoever. I did not read it. So yeah, I'm on a massive journey, focusing my time and my life balance areas on health and fitness at the moment, really looking after my body, really nourishing it. And I'm looking at different ways on how I can track it, so then that way I'm not over exercising. So there will be things that I will be advertising on my personal profile on my Facebook account, so stay tuned for that. But yeah, today has been just one of reflection and one of where I've come from to where I am now. And I look forward to your journey. And remember, guys, gratitude is the best attitude. Peace out.